What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So as the United States struggles through this pandemic, we also have other issues on our hands. First off, we have millions, tens of millions of Americans still waiting on their $1,400 stimulus checks. We know that we are only 10 days away from millions of Americans getting evicted from their home as the CDC eviction moratorium expires. We also know that there is a crisis down at the border where thousands of people from South America have been coming to the border trying to cross into the United States. Well, experts are warning that if the Biden administration doesn't get a handle on this soon, we could see over 1 million people at the border come June. That is not good. That is a big number. Now, just today, President Biden did award ICE $86 million in funds to secure hotel rooms near the border in Arizona and Texas. That's a lot of money for hotel rooms. But the Biden administration continues to tell people now is not the time to come and to just wait. They are saying they are not opening up their borders right now, or our borders right now, because we are in the midst of a pandemic. But people continue to come, and yes, we are letting in, children, which is understandable if minors are coming to the border alone. Yes, ICE agents, Border Patrol are letting them in, and now we will have to pay for hotel rooms for all these people. So, the reason I bring this up is because as soon as this news broke, earlier today, as soon as this broke, that the Biden administration was providing $86 million for hotels for up to 6 months, what we saw was many people on social media were extremely upset. With an eviction crisis right around the corner, many are wondering what is going to be available to them. What are they going to have? Well, what I can tell you is that these $1,400 stimulus checks cannot come soon enough. The American people need them. But many are still waiting for them to hit their bank accounts, and many are still waiting to just see it say pending on the IRS.gov website. If you've ever used that Get My Payment portal, you understand that no, it is not as easy as just put in your information and it pops up. Sometimes you don't put in maybe you put in the dashes for your social security number. Doesn't work. Maybe you live on like West 1st Street and you type in West, but in the directory it actually says W 1st Street. If you don't put it in correctly, nope, it's not going to work. So there is a bunch of issues going on with their portal, but as of right now, you have to use it. That's all we have. Trying to call the IRS, you're going to have to get up very early in the morning and wait on pretty much on hold for hours just to talk to somebody, and in many cases, you will never reach anybody. Remember, if you have not received your stimulus check and you don't have a date yet, I do recommend going on to the IRS.gov website, use the Get My Payment portal, and hopefully it will show something. But here's one thing I just want to say is that even though you may check multiple times a day, it doesn't matter. The IRS only updates the system once. Check it in the morning. If it's not updated, you don't have to worry about checking it for the rest of the day. They will not update it later on that day. Also, if you've not received your check, and you haven't yet filed your 2020 tax return, now would be the time to do so. What we are hearing is that some people are saying that by filing your taxes now, instead of waiting till May 17th, you will actually possibly get your stimulus check a little bit sooner. But keep in mind the IRS is still behind by millions of tax returns. So just because you go and file, don't send a paper copy. Okay, honestly, do not do that, because it's going to take you a while for them to actually process your return. So don't do that. Now, another big thing that we are hearing is that the unemployment offices are being overloaded once again with more and more calls. This is something we've seen multiple times before, but it's happening again. Some are saying that they are getting letters saying that they qualified for unemployment benefits. The problem is they never applied. And that's becoming a bigger and bigger issue. Currently, there's a huge fraud scam going on across the United States. So far, the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, this is a non-party, biased, whatever, partisan committee, they are saying that they are estimating around $200 billion will be stolen from the American people from these funds. Well, just to give you an idea of how much money this actually is, well, what we know is that there's been $486 billion in funding to go to unemployment benefits. So $486 billion that went out in the funding, and $200 billion of it is going to be stolen through fraud and scams. So what we know is about 41% of the funds going out are going out to people that do not need the money or who wrongfully are collecting it. That is a huge issue. If 41% of this past $1.9 trillion stimulus package were to be taken from us, that is over $400 billion. Okay? Actually, no. That's not over $400 billion, excuse me. 1.8, that would be over $800 billion in funds. Sorry about that. My math was way off. But yes, 40% is a lot. That's a lot of money. And if half of our stimulus payments, half of the stimulus package went to people that don't need it, to fraud, to scams, whether they're in the United States or somewhere else across the world, doesn't matter. This is money the American people actually need. So right now, this is what we're hearing. In addition to that, the EDD, the Employment Development Department from California, they are saying that 2.4 million Californians will most likely be waiting about 2 weeks for their unemployment checks simply because of the way their system works. The good thing is California doesn't have to worry about an eviction moratorium coming at the end of this month because Governor Gavin Newsom has extended that all the way till June 30th. That is the good news. But the other thing that we've been getting asked quite a bit dealing with unemployment, again, I said this earlier on today, I wanted to touch on unemployment benefits and kind of what we're hearing there because I have been getting a lot of questions. And again, if you have any questions, please ask them down in the comment section below. But the other thing that we've been hearing or been getting asked quite a bit lately is regarding the $10,200 in unemployment income tax and whether or not we can waive this. Here's what we know. The $10,200 in unemployment income tax, that is going to be waived if you make under $150,000, but in 2020. If you go and get unemployment in 2021, and let's say you get to the end of the year and you $2,000 in unemployment income tax. Well, currently, and right now, okay, March 21st, there is no bill that says unemployment income will be tax-free up to a certain amount for 2021. It's only for 2020. So keep that in mind. If your state allows you to take some money out for unemployment income taxes, I recommend you do so. Second, Congress, even though they haven't passed legislation for 2021 yet for unemployment income, they could in the future, and many progressives have stated they will propose this in the upcoming President Biden's Build Back Better plan or his infrastructure bill, but there's no guarantees it's going to be in there. So in the meantime, I'd suggest you take out 10% of your unemployment income and have that held aside for taxes just to be safe, because you don't want to be hit with a huge tax bill at the end of 2021. Yes, we may be out of this pandemic by then, hopefully, but you never know. The IRS has also stated that for people on unemployment, they will be automatically sending out rebate checks to those that overpaid that have already filed their federal income taxes, and they do not want you to do an amended tax return. They will automatically send out the refund or the rebate that you should be getting. But they also say that you don't have to do anything else. The money will come to the bank account that you either made a payment from or the bank account that the IRS sent your refund check to. So that's what we're hearing. We have heard from a couple sources that they could decide to mail a check or send you a prepaid debit card, but that's highly unlikely at this time. It should go directly to the account you either paid with or the account that you are being paid to. So if you're getting a paper check from the IRS, you will get a paper check for this rebate as well. Okay. Again, if you have questions on any of that stuff, please ask them down in the comment section below. I understand some of the stuff can be fairly confusing. In other news, we are seeing right now, there are a lot of people across Europe that are protesting, and they are trying to show their frustration with the government and how slow the vaccine rollout has been and the constant restrictions. We are seeing this all across Europe. This is something that experts say the United States was able to avoid simply because we were able to roll out the vaccines much quicker. We are already over 100 million vaccinations, and that is big. So, that is the good news right there. We're also seeing the fencing that surrounded the Capitol building and that has been surrounding the Capitol building since January 6th. That has started to come down. Some lawmakers are not so excited about this news, but others say this is the way it needs to be. If right now the United States wants to show the American people, or the government wants to show the American people, we are safe, we're not worried, they have to take down the fence. So that's currently what we're hearing right now. But as always, as I hear more, I promise I will share more. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday night as well. Hopefully you guys have an incredible week, and I'll see you guys on the next one.